When my son Michael was dying, even though I was over 600 miles away, I could tell that his spirit was slipping out of his body, but that he was still aware and could hear me on my wife's cell phone. During the week after the funeral, another son had a dream about his brother's visit to him where he worked, telling him that he didn't know how many people cared. There were over 1,000 friends and relatives and church members at his funeral, and was sorry he had been so careless with drugs and asking forgiveness. That same week, I had taken a previously scheduled trip to Louisville, and by the graciousness of a friend, was at Churchill Downs. I had my own visitation experience, when while alone, I distinctly and unmistakably felt Michael's presence and his message of love and desire to be forgiven for the grief and pain he had caused me and so many others. When my maternal grandfather died, in the next morning before I had heard about it, my wife told me that she had felt Grandpa blank's spirit visit us the night before. Soon thereafter, we got word of his passing the night before. 30 days before my maternal grandmother died, she told her daughter, my aunt, that she had received a visit from 3 angels that night, and they told her they would return for her in 30 days. The family mobilized and took turns visiting Grandma and enjoying her last days with her. I don't think she was ever happier. Those with her when she died reported that she died with a smile on her face, exactly at the time when her visitors had told her she would. A year before my sister Sherry died, at dinner with her and my brother-in-law, who is now my neighbor here in Utah, in Tampa, she told me about a near-death experience she had recently had following a seizure. She told me that she had a guide with her to show her unimaginably beautiful things. The guide told her she could either stay, or return for a year or 2 more if she chose. So when she told me the story, she let me know that I shouldn't expect to see her grow old, but that she was not only okay with it, but happy about it, since she would be in an unimaginably better place. She died 2 years after Michael, and during the funeral I could see her in my mind's eye hugging Michael and spending hours talking with him and helping him understand the most important things about life and God. I also saw that they were surrounded by the beauties of nature in high places. When my wife's aunt died, I had the same experience again, seeing her with Michael, in another beautiful place. And the following year, I had an immensely spiritual experience in the temple that led me to know that Michael is now teaching others in the world of spirits, which I believe is an unseen dimension associated with this world in which we live physically. All of this is consistent with what is recorded in Holy Writ. When we die, we pass through the veil separating this earth from a world of spirits. That spirit world is not far from us here on earth, and is a place of beauty and peace. The spirits there are in a state of grace, heaven or paradise, or a state of torment for their unrepented sins, hell or spirit prison, but all spirits continue to choose their path and progress to some limited extent we don't fully comprehend, but their eternal reward is obviously dependent on their choices in life and in the spirit world.